Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your star Scentsy consultant. So today what I have for you is just my weekly what I've been warming. I've got all sorts of goodies here on the table though, because I was making a lot of samples last week too, so it kind of gave me an opportunity to revisit a few things that I might not have otherwise warmed as extras. So let's just dive right on in with the last couple scents of the month, which I made some samples of. So the first one that I did as I'm mailing things out to my regular customers here is Candy Orchid, which was the January scent of the month. I haven't done a lot with this, but when I was melting it and then pouring it into the little molds, I really enjoyed it more than I thought. So this is a really vanilla and super sugar syrupy raspberry scent with some candy background, and it throws very, very well. And if you haven't tried this, but you missed something like maybe pink sugarberry mint or another really high octane sweet candy scent, you should try that. The other one, which I have talked about quite a bit, was Shamrock Splash, and that is this month's current scent of the month, and it is wonderful. This I've actually put in my quarterly club because it manages to be sweet and fruity and green all at the same time in the nicest way. So it's got jasmine, and there is some sort of a green note here that's not really represented in the scent pyramid because there's tangerine and strawberry also. It throws very well, it's very cheerful, and I think this is one of the nicer scents of the month for spring we've had in a while. And then I just got my kit of the one that will be coming in March, and that is Cotton Candy Tales. And this is so cheerful, you guys. This is very much like a Give Me Candy or some other really very, again, sugary. All of these are quite sweet. Sugary, but almost more buttery bakery kind of smell because of the caramel that's in here. So there's strawberry. I don't get a lot of strawberry the longer that it melts though. There's definitely the strawberry, and there's a spun sugar or cupcake type element, not really too bakery, but sort of the frosting and caramel. It's very good, and if you like something that's going to kind of knock you out of the house that's sugary and sweet with a touch of strawberry, this is your bar. So then as far as normal melting, I was doing Cozy Cashmere, which is in my club, in alternate warmers with Cozy Cardigan, which I also just threw back in my club for safekeeping over the summer. If it doesn't come back, I'm going to have that in my bi-monthly from here on out because it's just so good. So Cozy Cardigan is still currently available till the end of February. And this is rose just a little bit and sort of an amber silk blushing suede, just almost a body care huggy kind of a smell, and it's subtle and elegant and feminine. Throws pretty well at a medium level, and then the Cozy Cashmere is more blackberry and musk, but it's got that same just nice body care smell. So these were very relaxing and perfect for this time of the year. Today specifically, I wanted to test out one more time Palo Santo and Cinnamon, which I was very excited about in September, and then as I started to melt it over the course of the colder months, I didn't care for it as much, and I think I know why now. This is a scent that I would rather see in our spring-summer catalog personally, because it's kind of sharp. I believe it's got some bergamot. It has the cinnamon, it's got the Palo Santo. It's not really a cold weather warmth kind of a scent for me. It's more sophisticated. It's got nice layers of sharpness, and the Palo Santo is balanced with the other things. But I threw this into my quarterly club very last minute. Like I didn't even do this last night when I was working on my club edit video. But I think I'm going to like it in the summertime with regular Palo Santo, which I have a stash of, and maybe even to counter super sweet things like the Vanilla Waves that I've still got some of. For me, this is a bar that will balance some things in the summer, and I will enjoy that more for then. Saddle Up, I'm also warming right now, and this is just the nicest medium tone leather and suede scent. It's so good, you guys. This is also in my club, and this is one that I was happy to have back last summer when we had this revival of all things that were cowboy and cowgirl themed in LTOs, and I put this away in one of my clubs. The other day, I grabbed two very interesting bars that are very masculine and feminine, but have similar base notes, and I didn't know it until I was melting them together. World Traveler, which I have taken out of my club and I've got a stash of, and Plum and White Woods, which I never really put in my club, but I got a stash of. Both of these are an older formula bar that share some sort of a wood note that I just never put two and two together until yesterday. So World Traveler is oak and dark berries. It's almost a little bit incensey. It's very complex, and I don't know what year this was formulated, but it was quite a while ago, and that was a scent of the month in August a while ago. And then Plum and White Woods, I think, is an even older formula, but this also has that woody note, a little more elegant, a little more feminine body care. I think they call it White Woods for this. And it's got the plum blossoms, and it's floaty. And honestly, those two were the nicest complementary smells in the house. I needed more of Plum and White Woods in smaller spaces and less of the World Traveler in the larger open spaces because it's much stronger, but they were good together. Another combination that I had never thought to melt in alternate warmers before was Welcome Home and Black Raspberry Vanilla. This was so good. This is something you can get all year long. I think you can even get both of these in bricks. And why I needed to wait until now to have an aha moment, I don't know. So Black Raspberry Vanilla is beautiful, and it's a staple, and it's one of the most popular scents of all time. It's a nice balance of dark berries and vanilla, and this type of season where you're not really in winter and you're not really in spring, this is really good to melt in those I don't know what times. And then just to warm it up some, Welcome Home is one of our lighter spice scents. To me, it's just sort of, it's a happy, very sugary cinnamon. It's a sweet cinnamon, and whatever the other layers are that are underneath it, to me it almost seems like there's a little bit of dried berry in here or some sort of a very berry syrupy floral. I'm not sure. It's primarily just cinnamon and a sugary sweetness. So it's good, and it went very well with the berries because I feel like there is some sort of a berry layer in here in the Black Raspberry Vanilla. So if you have not warmed those two together, you really should. You could probably even mix them, but I just did alternate warmer. Another day, I was going for lemons. So I did the Wish Bar, which I do not have in my club, and I was going to go order some more, and I realized that's already gone. Their window for this, I think, ended in January, and I forgot that. But I've got a few. This is a really nice lemon lime and just gentle sugar smell that I stocked up on when it was available, and it's so good. So it's kind of like Squeeze the Day, but more sophisticated. And then I have a couple clams of pink lemon water that was in last year's spring summer catalog. I actually love this bar. It's so cheerful. It's sweet and light and happy with some rose, and this is real rose, unlike Cozy Cardigan where you can't really tell it's there. You can tell there's rose in this. And then at the same time, I was working on Pineapple Rose. So maybe I had all three of those going at once. I'm not remembering. Or I was doing some Amazon Rain. Maybe that was with Wish, and this was with the pink lemon water. I don't know. These days I basically did back to back. And Pineapple Rose was last January of 2023. It's such a good smell, so distinctive. And the pink lemon water is also beautiful because there's rose, pineapple, and lemon in this one. Those two are similar enough. The pink lemon water is a little more ladylike that I really enjoyed a clean, fresh, midwinter break kind of a day. It was really good. So if you have these two, I'm pretty sure it was these two, hiding, this is good alternate warmer. Then I had a day where I was just really craving spring green, clean and creamy. Amazon Rain is all of that, and then some because there's a coconut milk and a beautiful, lush greens scent and some orange blossom, I think. Really gorgeous, classic smell that is always in the catalog and very much overlooked, but I do tend to melt this more in the spring than any other time. If you've not tried this, please do. It is one of the best kept secrets that we've got. Then I found some chamomile petals when I was digging around making samples and things for people, and I really enjoyed this. This is in clearance currently unless it has sold out. It's so nice, and it's just a light spring scent. We had it with the Lighthouse Warmer last spring. I think April. I think it was April scent of the month, or maybe May. And it's good, but I don't need more kind of good. Then I did a day where I took a couple of my hoarded type bars and I just broke down and melted them. I think it was Sunday. Cinnamon buttercream, which I do kick myself for not having in my club. I love this. It's just something I overlooked and should have put it in. I thought it was coming back. This is the most wonderful, rich bakery scent. If you take vanilla bean buttercream and just like make it interesting, that's what I feel this is. So it's got some cinnamon cakes, very subtle, smooth mascarpone cream cheese, and lovely heavy frosting. Oh, it's so good. So I have a friend who bar swapped a few of these with me a little while ago. This is definitely a regret that's not in my club, but it's just beautiful, rich, and soothing. And to really amp up the, okay, let's melt something that I don't have any more of, brown sugar praline. You guys have not seen me use this bar on the channel for a long time. I had pulled this a couple years ago. This is a very old bar from a Christmassy collection. And it's just so nice, but it's one of those where if I don't melt it, the scent is going to start changing. So this is just a very low level brown sugar and subtle, slight caramelized nut scent. I've got 4 cubes left, and I need to just use the rest of this maybe with a coffee smell and get that gone. And then I also threw a little bit of this Climb of Simply Vanilla into the warmer because I just had like 3 or 4 cubes of this kicking around, and I thought it would be good with the cinnamon buttercream, which it was. That was so nice. So that was all main open space. Then I was working on a good number of, I need some coffee, samples for sending out to people. And when you only get one set and you also do YouTube, it is such a challenge to spread the samples out between all of your people, which is amazing that my business is growing and the pile of envelopes I have to send out is bigger than it has been in the past. So thank you so much, any of you who are my customers. I am so blessed by you. Routine customers that repurchase, you're the ones getting the envelopes over here. As much as possible. And if there's anyone where you are a routine customer and you do not get one of these in a couple weeks and you would like something, the number is growing and growing, and I could very well have missed somebody, so please let me know if you would like something and you don't get it. Anyway, let's go for, and I'm out of catalogs too, so I'm gonna have to order some more. Berry Sweet is one of the things that I was sampling out. This was one of the new releases. It smelled so good. So to do the samples, I've put as many cubes as possible into a good warmer for pouring, which that one right there is what I use mostly. And this just filled the house with the most happy, very Eastery to me, very late spring, early summer, mostly strawberry, lots of candy glaze, a little bit of blueberry scent. Was so good. So that one I enjoyed making samples of. Wild Cherry and Sakura, I made samples of this, and I've been listening to other consultants. All of us are saying this is heavy, kind of woody, kind of dark for what we thought it was going to be. So I did just order the Aristocats scent, which is going to be cherry blossom and vanilla, and I think it's like fresh air or something else. I'm hoping that one, which is called, Perfectly Adorable or something like that, with lots of purr in the word. I hope that is going to be what we wanted this to be, because this is just kind of like the spring version of Scarlet Woods. It's got a heaviness that most of us just aren't feeling it right now. It's just not inspiring. But if you like heavy, sultry, floral woodsy that leans kind of dark, you will like this. That just isn't my thing. So that's my thing with that. Then this one, Moon Orchid. Between those two, Moon Orchid was much better. This made beautiful floral, complex scents in the house. And I would like this in my bedroom. And I will like this late spring. This is just nice if you do florals. Like if you are a lilacs and violets girl, this might be a little bit moody. But if you liked things like maybe the Glamorous You collection or something like Quiver, or somebody was comparing it to, what is that, Tahitian Black Orchid, which I miss terribly. Tahitian Black Orchid's a little bit more sophisticated, more creamy. But this does kind of have that feeling. Throws quite well for a romantic floral, and that the heaviness, which I don't remember which note is giving it that. I do enjoy it because of that. It's interesting. Pinkberry Sandalwood. This is another one where I want a couple of bars of this to put in the house. This is just soft, warm, and sweet. This has that beautiful cherry note that I wanted in Wild Cherry and Sakura. And then this has the pinkberry. It's got the coziness from the sandalwood and the tonka. This is just a happy smell. Very, very pleasant. I think this is going to be a bestseller out of the whole grouping of our new releases. Another one that I melted tons of samples of. This is so good when you melt it. I was almost just going to skip over even sharing any of the clams that were, repeat melts, because some of them, I don't know if you guys have just gotten your fill of it, but most of the time you're curious about any performance of the new releases before you get your hands on them. Sip and Poolside. Wow, you guys. I enjoyed it the first time I melted it, but when I put enough cubes in the warmer to really be making sample volume, the whole 4 that I had left, this is fabulous. And I don't like pear. There is something so fresh, clean, and sparkly here, but kind of sweet, kind of, not really effervescent, but it is something new and different that we haven't had in a long time. Someone asked me about a scent called Sparkling Citrus Pear. I've never smelled that. If you've smelled Sparkling Citrus Pear and Sip and Poolside, can you please give me a comparison? I would love to know. This is great. I need more ASAP. So, so good. So that was a standout of kind of the revisiting for me. And then Very Vanilla, I have to say that as I was making samples of this one, it just got bowled over by everything else. So I need to do vanillas on their own day. I really enjoyed the first melt of this that I did when it was just like a normal, all out in one room, the 4 cubes, 2 and 2, to really think about it. This is a scent where you wouldn't want to have a lot of other things competing, but it's lovely. It'd be so pretty in a bedroom, so pretty in a smaller, cozy space. And I do believe, like any vanilla, give it a few months and it will be stronger. And it's got this just sweet, to me, almost marshmallowy background for the vanilla. So I like it a lot. It's good. Okay, now I've got some bedroom things and some downstairs things and some Florida room things. So I think I'll start with the Florida room. I used up Strawberry Bliss in the Florida room. This was one of our Easter collection bars. I liked it better in the Florida room over a couple of days than when I first warmed it. The jasmine came out. After this one the clam had some time to breathe, the plasticky note went away and you got more jasmine. So again, if you miss Coastal Strawberry, maybe try this one. It's definitely more jammy and fruity than Coastal Strawberry, but that little kiss of jasmine leans in that direction more than anything else we currently offer. So this will be available, I think, next Monday. Easter collection launches. That was pretty good. Okay, if you watched my Club Edits video, I just threw caramel chestnut in the back room today because I've got to work on my ridiculously large stash of this scent. It's so nice. This is warm, roasty, toasty, like vanilla, caramel, and chestnuts. It's just gorgeous, and because I have so much, I really need to amp up my melting amount to get that down. Cedar cider. Now, I don't know why I was in the mood to melt a super heavy-duty fall scent, but I was. I only had this in the Florida room, and I think this is when I was doing black raspberry vanilla and welcome home, so that sort of warm spiciness was good. This didn't perform as well as it does in the fall, and there are certain reasons why I can be a pretty seasonal melter with most things. I have some exceptions, like pumpkin cinnamon swirl. To me, that is more bakery than it is fall, and it's not distinctly pumpkin. I'll melt that all year. But this one did not sing like it does in the fall for me, and it just has to be the actual air because it was kind of heavy, kind of clunky, didn't really throw very well. And this is one of my favorite scents of all time, and I always love it October, November, and even into December. But I got, and maybe it was just an old clam, more of the cedar and less of the beautiful vanilla and the spices and the apples. And it was just okay, which is crazy because I love that bar. All right, what else do we have here? Whipped vanilla pear. I did polish this off in the back room. I've liked it more as I've melted it. If this pops into clearance, I'd like to pick a few up. It's just a beautiful, gentle, elegant pear. The greenness went away and the vanilla came out more, and now I kind of regret not having a few of these from BBMB in January, but it is what it is. So, 2 of you that are customers or your subscribers on the channel, you were so, so sweet to alert me that they snuck Toasted Coconut Amaretto into clearance. Thank you both so very much. I went and got a 6-pack ASAP, and I've only melted the 2 cubes of this, and I did it in my daughter's room. This is a fall smell. I'm really not going to be able to probably melt this for real until the weather turns cool and toasty again. Cool and toasty. Cool and crispy again. Warm and toasty is the Toasted Coconut Amaretto. Oh man, is this good. It's got spice on the bottom of all the amaretto. Oh, you guys. It's amazing. So I have this bar. I've got another full bar. And I mean, this is a powerhouse too. And I've got the 6 coming. I should be good for a while. Thank you, thank you, thank you to those of you that alerted me that that had gotten snuck into the bottom layer of all the clearance items. And there were only a couple of bars in there, so I would have totally missed that, and it probably would have sold out on me without you. Thank you. All right, in my bedroom, I did some Cinderella Happily Ever After. I've got a few clams of this. It is so beautiful, and I'm not a diehard florals person. Oh, you guys. Gardenia, creamy frosted lemons. I don't know how those go together so beautifully. The color of this bar is the color of the scent. I don't know how to tell you otherwise. It is floaty and elegant and gorgeous, and I loved it in my room for a couple of days. I polished off most of a Here Comes the Sunflowers, which is not coming back, sadly, for our spring-summer catalog, but I just enjoyed it because I only had 4 cubes left, and that was the perfect amount to do in my new Shamrock Mini, plus I've got the Twine to Unwind in another part of my room, and that is a nice musk, sunflower, and strawberry scent. If you love that and you're sad that it's not coming back, please consider either clubbing or getting a good amount of Scarlet Sunflower, which is still available at least until the end of February. They are sister scents. The one's a little deeper. Honestly, Scarlet Sunflower is a better performer, and that you can get in counter clean and all that right now too, and it's great for that. All right, one more, which I did throw temporarily into one of my clubs after warming this one more time. Midnight Masquerade. I'm not sure if this is going away at the end of this month, or since it was a January launch, it might have another month or two to be available. This bar was in our Mardi Gras collection. It's fascinating. The only thing I can compare it to, and it's not the same scent, but the complexity is there, is Southern Evening. Because they're both just weird. They're both unusual and layered in nuance. So this has like a vanilla. It's got the smoky quality. It has beignets. I mean, when do you put Midnight Lily and beignets and smoke all together and vanilla? I don't know. But it's just hard to describe and exotic and intriguing. And I liked it a lot in my bedroom. It's not a super powerhouse scent, at least not yet. So this I'm at least getting a few more of, and for the moment I put it in my bi-monthly to baby it along until I feel like I've got enough. Really intriguing bar. Last night I was already in bed and my daughters came home from going bowling with a bunch of their friends, what teenagers do these days, I guess. And my younger daughter did the kindest thing for me. My husband had been cooking in our kitchen, and I'm so proud of him that he does a lot of his own cooking now, especially since he works out and has a different kind of a schedule. But she came in and saw the wreck that the kitchen was, and once in a while my younger one will just be what I call my kitchen fairy. And she was so sweet, and I heard banging around pots and pans and stuff, and I was already half asleep. I'm like, well, I don't know what's going on out there, but I guess I'll deal with it in the morning. If you're a mom, you know exactly what I mean. Late, my kid came in, knocked on the door and said, Mom, I just didn't want you to wake up to a kitchen like that. So I played kitchen fairy, and I cleaned it all up for you, and I put in some flower shop because Tabby made the house so stinky, and I just really wanted you to be happy. And I don't know if you've ever had a teenager where when they take initiative, it means so much to you. So I don't even have this in my club anymore, but from now on, flower shop is just going to be the kitchen fairy scent for me. That my younger daughter was so kind and just they're both such good, responsible girls. And that was just like the coolest story of the week. And she said, I couldn't find coconut lemongrass. The reason is because it's only in bricks and it's in another place in the house. So she used this to banish Daddy's stinky Parmesan kidney bean, who knows what concoction he was making. And it was just so, so precious to me. All right, in the basement, I was doing lots of lavender in some warmers because we were watching a movie last week. And this is super gentle, but in my basement wish trap scent very well. It was enjoyable. So it's chamomile and lavender. I wouldn't recommend it if you need anything that's at all a good throw, but it was cuddly and gentle in that space while we were enjoying some time down there last week. What do we have left? Two more. Frozen to the North Calls. I had this in my bedroom and in the basement to use up the whole clam. Beautiful bar. Icy with lily. There's a lot of lily this week. That's an odd scent note, by the way. Lily and grapefruit and really nice marine freshness. Gorgeous bar. I have a few of them. Didn't club it, but it's just totally worth melting this time of the year. It's crisp and fresh and clean. And last but not least, I did a couple cubes in that warmer just while I was filming some videos this last week of Sweet But Fierce. This is very pretty. I need to put the rest of it in my bedroom though. It's just light. I don't even know what the notes are of this. It was so long ago that we had this collection. But it's got a sweetness and a little bit of fire. So really this Sweet But Fierce, there's like this tangy, interesting quality here. I think it's floral actually. I don't know if it's like lily pollen or something. But it was good. So I'm going to put the rest of this in my bedroom. So sorry that that's so generic. I just literally do not even remember what's in this thing. So that is everything I've been getting through. That's a lot for what I've been warming. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful week. And one more time, just to let you know, I will do what I've been warming next week. And then I'm going to try to put together some videos for while we're on our cruise. So early March, I will be gone. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, I will be MIA for a little over a week and a half-ish. I'm going to try to do a 2 or 3 part series of what I'm going to call my transitional wax stash or collection. My red hutch, I haven't shown you guys any of that in a long time, but I keep most of the bars that I'm currently using on deck in big green bins. They're all open. I never store anything with a sealed plastic kind of a situation because it'll ruin all your bars. There has to be airflow. If I'm going to put them in something large with a lid, it needs to be wood so there are cracks and things will, the air will flow. But anyway, I need to create what I call my transitional set of waxes for what's in my red hutch, because that is what I typically grab this time of the year. And we're getting into the awkward stage where I definitely don't want to melt Christmassy type stuff anymore, but I'm not necessarily ready for Pina Colada Cha-Cha. So I'm going to be pulling and reworking that whole group of waxes, which is still quite a nice grouping to go through in videos. And it will probably take me 2, maybe 3 videos to give you guys a tour of all of that. So those 2 or 3 parts I will post the main week, where, you know, typically you guys would look for a Wednesday what I've been warming and other videos. I'll try to post those in the main body of that week where I will be out of town. So I hope that is helpful. And if I don't get it up, please don't be mad. I just hope I have enough time to film all of that. I will do my best, though, to keep you guys entertained while I am enjoying my cruise and my virgin pina colada and some sunshine. So have a great day, guys. What are you excited about when it comes to the March 1st launch? There are so many things that I want. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to order, depending on, you know, how things go with my internet. And that's the one thing I hate about cruises. It's great, but then you're totally committed to being totally disconnected unless you want to pay an arm and a leg for the service, which we're not going to do. So I'm rambling. This is Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. I am so excited about the things that are coming down the pike. I love the new warmer for March, also the warmer of the month. If you haven't seen that, check out the video on the cute little happy hair. And I'm going to finish my now cold coffee. God bless. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.